Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. Black Ops 7 Zombies trailer day was amazing for a variety of reasons, but something I want to specifically give credit to Treyarch for is that I don't think a single soul saw it coming that zombies would be playable in the beta. This is unprecedented. It's literally never happened before. I thought it would never happen ever, period, and yet it's happening. It's real. Like, I almost have to keep looking back at my screen here and seeing it in the trailer to remember, yes, this is reality. This isn't a dream. We are in this universe. Like, it's so exciting. So today, I want to talk a little bit about what the details are around that, what that might mean for us as Zombies fans, why it's so sensational in my eyes, and also some things that I think Treyarch needs to be looking out for to make sure that this is the best experience for us possible. So first of all, we're going to talk about some of those aspirations, then we're going to talk about beta dates and those sorts of things, and we'll get into it. So just right off the bat, the first thing that I got worried about when I saw this was, oh man, this is going to be so cool unless they cap it at like around 15 exfil. Like, that would feel like just such a little taste of what we want, but nowhere near enough of the actual release of getting to experience some of the sort of high round action and the mode when it starts getting a bit more fast paced. Like, I'm just a little concerned that because it's the first time they've ever done zombies in a beta, they're going to be really conservative and careful, which I think in itself is actually the right mindset for them to have, and I would emphatically encourage that to be the case, but there's a risk that that goes too far, and yeah, if we're forced to exfil at round 16 or something, that would really suck, in my opinion. I mean, it's still going to be cool and exciting, but it's just going to take some of the thrill away, right? Let's say that's not the case, right? Let's say they have a reasonable round cap, and I do think there's going to be a round cap basically regardless. Here, I don't think we're going to be able to get away with just uncapped survival, as much as that would be absolutely unreal. I don't think it's going to happen, but I mean, maybe they'll raise the round cap week to week. I think that's actually probably what they'll end up doing, right? It'll probably be like round 20 cap initially, and then like round 50 cap for the end of the beta. Probably. That seems to be how they tend to roll these things out. So let's say the round cap's round 50. We've sort of got no issues there. The next thing that I want to make sure Treyarch is aware is really necessary is we need to have access to the augment system. Like, it needs to be something where they don't just turn off a load of the other systems in the game in order to sort of narrow down the experience to just being pure bare bones survival. And the reason for that is that this isn't going to be classic mode or cursed mode specifically. So the other balancing changes that might be made in cursed mode to make it feel really fun when you're playing with things like no armor, etc., are not going to be present in survival. Like, survival is built and tuned to be in line with the standard mode where you have all your augments, you've got all of those extra systems in play, right? And so if they were to switch off any of those other things, I fear that rather than giving us a cool challenge, it would just feel like the gameplay sandbox would be a little bit more stale and uninteresting. I've got a video on my channel that I'm going to be posting about my thoughts on having already played Black Ops 7 Zombies, and the stuff in that video kind of dovetails with the point that I'm making right now. But if you take out a lot of the augment stuff, for instance, and you look at the Black Ops 7 Zombies offering as a whole, and you put it in a survival experience, which is a limited little portion of the much broader full map, it's just gonna feel a bit dull. And I think there's a real risk of that if they don't kind of give us a little morsel to chew on. I know that some of you might hear what I'm saying and think, what do you mean? It's just going to feel like playing zombies and you're just going to be shooting them with your pack-a-punch and your mystery box and all that sort of stuff. But the issue I'm wanting them to avoid here, and this is just me trying to make sure that the game sells as best as it can, is that there are still people out there that are going to see Black Ops 7 and they're going to see carry forward augments and they're going to see carry forward perks, 11 of 12 perks carried forward. They're going to see a new perk being actually low-key kind of based on an old perk. They're going to see carry forward field upgrades. They're going to see one new field upgrade that's not new, actually, it's an old field upgrade. They're going to see those things and they're going to go, as much as this looks like it's a new map, it's just Black Ops 6.5, right? There are going to be those sorts of people that need to be convinced that this game slaps, right? And if we end up playing farm survival, specifically, it's farm, remember, farm survival, running circles where we've run circles for thousands of hours before, and we don't have some of the stuff in Black Ops 6 that's going to make it feel fresh and exciting, sorry, Black Ops 7 that's going to make it feel fresh and exciting, then those people are kind of going to just have their opinion reinforced that it isn't a big departure from the previous game. So that's why, for example, if Treyarch were thinking, ooh, we want to turn off the Wonder Weapon so that we don't spoil the Wonder Weapon experience when people jump into the map for the first time on Ashes on launch. Like, if they're thinking that right now, I would just caution them that I know you want to hold stuff back for the core experience, right? Which is something that I'm super in favor of, but we are now between a rock and a hard place where I also think that the beta is a massive marketing beat for the game. Like, enormous. I think we've had a little bit of a wobbly marketing cycle for Black Ops 7 Zombies, certainly in comparison to Black Ops 6. Like, and you can look at this on a variety of different axes, and they all point in the same direction from what I have seen, at least, which is that the Black Ops 6 Zombies hype cycle really worked. It really landed. And I think with Black Ops 7, it's just been protracted in getting to this point, and that's meant that there's been a lot of uncertainty, and they now have quite a tricky, fiddly job, in my opinion, of disseminating all of the really cool information from reveal day, which there was lots of. There's lots of cool info there, but getting that info to the masses is going to be their challenge now for the next 6 weeks. And the beta is their primary way to do that, in my view. That's going to bring so many eyeballs to the game and to the mode. So they've got to make it as exciting as they can, in my view. It's just a marketing need, more so than like a overall health of the game once it's out kind of need. So those are just a few thoughts on the beta itself. I'm also really hopeful that if they do have any kind of server instability or anything like that, they're just really communicative about it. I think one of the things that Black Ops 6 did really well is overall, for the most part, it was a very stable game. We weren't crashing in boss fights nearly as much as we were in previous Call of Duties. We weren't having server trouble day one, despite the fact that it's always online, the Zombies experience. Like, for the most part, there are exceptions to this, don't get me wrong, but in a very general sense, Black Ops 6 was actually a very, very stable year for Zombies. Like, really very much so. And if that's going to be the case in Black Ops 7, amazing. We've got nothing to worry about, baby. But if there is any wobbliness because it's a beta, and that's kind of what betas are for, and maybe this is in the beta because of the fact that they know that there's going to be some kind of wobbliness. I mean, Ashes is a massive map, so like maybe there's some tech demand there that they're concerned about. I don't know, right? But if that's the case, all I ask from Treyarch is that you communicate as best as you can, and crucially, you communicate in a way that feels like a Zombies player talking to a Zombies player. I don't want the corporate multiplayer vibe, okay? We've had so much of that. Let's leave that at the door, and let's just talk between Zombies fans, right? Let's talk from the Zombies community to the Zombies community, as opposed to it being like some kind of corporate announcement that comes late and doesn't feel like it's communicative enough and doesn't talk to the actual issues that the Zombies community is experiencing. Like, if we can do that for the beta and then ongoingly for Black Ops 7, this game will be in such a better place for it. It will solve so many pain points if we just iron out those comms. So that's something I really got my fingers crossed for. So let's talk about the beta in a bit more detail here and when we can all play together, right? So beta dates start on October 2nd. It's just after COD Next. I've got a COD Next video going up like a bit later, so keep your eyes peeled for that on my channel. It's quite a big moment, I think. But October 2nd is that initial day. That's going to run through October 5th as early access. This is pre-order only. Now, I'm going to be straight up with you guys. I do not think you should pre-order this game, purely because I don't encourage people to pre-order any game ever. I think that pre-orders inherently are just not a great model for making sure that consumers end up with video games that are actually polished at launch and actually work. For example, there are so many people that pre-ordered Black Ops 4, played the game day one, busted, completely busted. They would have been so much better off buying it 6 weeks later in a sale, saving some money, and playing it when it had actually stabilized past the blue screens. You've also got a similar argument right now with Borderlands 4. The game's amazing, but it doesn't run very well, and getting through some of those stability patches first before purchasing is going to be a good move for some people, and they might be able to save some money. So I generally do not recommend pre-ordering games just ever, but you are going to need to pre-order to get early access here. Now, I suspect, I wouldn't be surprised if there is an exception to this, and that's that Activision tends to give out codes to creators, to press outlets, etc., to allow them to get their community into things like this, right? So I wouldn't be shocked at all if I end up getting beta codes for the beta early access period to prevent you guys from having to pre-order and still getting you in and playing Zombie Survival. And so I would make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, first of all, and just keep your eyes peeled for announcements from me in the next couple of days about whether or not I have codes for you guys so I can get you in. I will do my best. I will literally text them and ask them right now. So then the early access period ends on the 5th, and obviously it then runs through the 8th, and that's open beta. So if you didn't get access in the early access period, then no worries. But I actually have one more idea for ways that I can get codes into your guys' hands. So yesterday on stream, I was talking about GamerSups, right? GamerSups I'm partnered with. They make these drinks like Joe Biden Lean. This is my favorite flavor. I absolutely love this stuff. There's caffeinated and non-caffeinated, etc. They're just great drinks. It's basically G Fuel, but it's less chalky and there's no residue at the bottom. And the reason I bring them up is I've got a promotion with them right now, and this is linked in the description literally on this video, where if you go to the Milo free link, which is down there, it will take you to a page that will look like this. It will maybe say, hey, you're in Europe. Do you want to go to the Europe page? So yeah, let's do that, whatever. And then on the site, you can get these free samples. And I promise this is getting back to the beta. So like, I'm not just like doing a segue here. So like you go free samples, you're going to order some free samples. And then when you add them to your cart, if you put in code MILO, M-I-L-O, it will also take away the shipping fee, and so you'll be able to just get free GamerSups drinks for free using my code. Literally for free, zero cost. Now, the reason I'm mentioning all of this in the first place is I think I'm going to talk to the GamerSups team, and I'm going to see if they get any codes from Activision as well, because a lot of the time, those sorts of organizations will get a bunch of codes to give away, and then what we can do is like, anyone between now and the start of the beta, if you order a set of free samples using that link, I'll enter you into a raffle and we'll raffle away either like some beta codes so that you guys can get access, or if we don't end up getting the codes in the first place and that idea falls through, one of you guys will win like the ability to play a match of zombies with me in survival once we all get access during the beta period. So like basically anyone that orders a sample, you could be in with a chance of playing some zombies with me like 10 days from now. And you can use code Milo as well for like actually buying things too. So like this is the one that I really like. Peach tea and lemonade is the flavor. You'd add it to cart and then you need to use code Milo, remember, and that's going to be 10% off if you are just buying a product, or it's going to make it completely free if you're buying samples. And you can do both at once as well. And anyone that does that using my link down below and using code Milo will be entered into the raffle like in the next week. So make sure you do that ASAP. I'm going to try my best to get some codes from Activision to give out even more of these things for you guys. I will be making videos about that as soon as I hear back from them. But in the meantime, this is very exciting. And there's like no catch here either. Like, it's free. So there's literally zero risk in you ordering these, regardless of if you want beta codes. And there's non-caffeinated versions as well. So you've got like more choice too. So yeah, I love it. So thanks for watching for today. I'm going to be posting a million other zombies videos, so make sure you are subscribed, and I'll link one of those videos on screen right now for you to click through to so you can stay maximally informed about Black Ops 7 Zombies. I'll see you there. Bye for now.